Okay, it started. So, hello. First, I have an announcement that now it's very soon already. Next week, 1 and 2 October, there will be a meeting in San Francisco. So that you can meet in person if you want to. You can come, and you can register. It's maybe the best to use my email address. It's on my website. And there's also will be a meeting in December, the 3 and 4, I think it was, December, and it's in Amsterdam. That's also for people that speak English, so you're very welcome. And we'll see you in Amsterdam. All the details also on my website, Rose Roes, or Rose Roes, you can say that. That will be, I will also put it underneath the YouTube, if I put it on YouTube. So, what to say? I have nothing to say today. It's a strange thing. There's nothing coming. So when it's not coming, then it's not coming. When there are no questions, there are no questions. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's just what is. That's it. And when there's moving, there's moving. When there's speaking, there's speaking. Or when it's silent, it's silent. It doesn't give anything. I remember once there was somebody underneath the video. You can sometimes leave your comments, and he was like, "Yeah, it's what's happening. Duh, thank you very much." No, that was the most obvious I ever saw, and thank you very much for that. Duh. And it's like that. It doesn't give anything. These meetings, you don't need those meetings. There's no agenda. There's no help for anything. Maybe there can be something more clear, maybe not. It's maybe much more confusing also. It can happen like that. I don't know. It's what's happening. And there's no one. There's no one. That's very strange. There's not so many meetings that they said there's no one. Maybe in these times there are much more meetings about non-duality. So there's much more about no, there's no one. There's also no free will. That we were talking about this morning about free will. I want this, I want that. Free will is always about changing that what's happening. I want that. It has to be more. It has to be, I want something else. I want this to happen. And the strange thing is that there can be wanting for, but there's no control. There's no one who's doing that. It's life. So it can happen like that or not. It's not up to someone because there's no one. So when there's no one, there's also no free will. There's no choice. There's what's happening, and it's going by itself. It's really very, very simple, and it's also very normal. It's just what's happening, and then it's already like that, of course. So why should we? Yeah, we can talk about this. There can be maybe concepts because there's such a belief in being there, and there's many concepts about how to behave. It can be very much embodied, and it can be so strong that there's so many ideas and beliefs about what's important, what's not important, what's good, what's wrong. We're so into good and wrong. There's no good and wrong. That's in the dream of me. There's only things about that. There's always two. So there's the basic is good and wrong. This is right and this is wrong. There's nothing wrong. It can't be wrong. It's life. So it's everything. It can feel, maybe there can be sadness or pain or walls or walking. It is not, life is not about us. When there's someone, it seems like everything is around that you, that you're the center of your own world. It seems like that. And you have to make it work, your life. It's always about you. And there can be a lot of suffering because it's not working the way you want, or it's not free, or it feels not comfortable or not happy. This is not saying this is about happiness. It's about everything. It's everything. And it's already like that. So this is nothing new. It's everything. So it's sadness, walking and shopping, and but it's also not about you or me. There's no you. There's also, it's not only there's no me, there's no Rose. Everything is an appearance. So it's not real. Nothing is real. So there's also no Rose. There's no continuation. There's no always. It's this, and it's something else. You can't follow it. There's no need to do that, because why should you? So it's very ordinary, very simple. Nothing to look for, because it's already there. It's already what's going on, what's happening. And if it's not seen, it's an appearance, then it's not seen that. It's seeing that it's real. So it doesn't, nothing matters. Nothing matters because it's everything already. And nothing to look for. Nothing needs to change. That's also huge, because there's always somewhere can be a feeling like this is not it, and it has to be more perfect or more loving or more anything. It's what it is. And it can be not nice. Yeah, that's what's happening. Sure. No need for change. That's amazing. Everything is complete in itself. And the complete doesn't mean it's like perfect, like we feel in the dream, like moving slowly or no emotions anymore, things like that. Life is everything. So it's like little children. It's moving or it's still or slow or whatever. Talking, not talking. Mm. And there can be questions. When there's someone, there seems to be a lot of questions about how is this working and why is this happening. And it doesn't matter where the questions come from, nothing, but it doesn't matter which questions there are asked here. It can be any question. It can also questions about the story. You can say, I am. It's not, this is not non-dual talking. It's, you just talk about the way you do, it's the way it's coming. And it can be about anything. It doesn't matter where it's about. If it's about your mother, then it's about your mother or whatever. It's everything. And we see what's happening. I don't know. I don't know what's coming out. That's just life. It's not Rose doing that or knowing. There's no knowing. There's only not knowing. Not knowing, it seems like a bit special. But there's also, there's, there's no knowing. It's just coming out. It's energetic. So if there are any questions, or maybe there's someone you want to share something, please do, and you can unmute yourself.
Rose.
Hello. Hi.
Hi,
Mm.
good to see you.
Good to see you. Mm.
What I've noticed this week
Mm.
is that up to now I thought it is always a thing about being present,
Mm.
as there's no past, there's no future. I get that. So I thought it was about being present.
Yeah, sure.
But what I've learned this week and what has helped me or me, whoever
Yeah.
me,
Mm. Yeah.
is that there is no present. It is not even presence. It is not. It's beyond presence. It is because the thing about being present is always a thing about it is personal. Presence is somehow it has or it's not personal, but it always refers to the I.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is somewhere beyond that. It is like another level. Can I
Yeah.
say it's another level?
No, it's not a
No,
level because it's
no.
much more simple. It's
Yeah.
more simple than being present because that feels like being something. It has to feel in a certain way, and it's much more simple because it's everything.
Mm.
It's more, and it's what's happening apparently. But that's it, and you don't have to be in that or something like that because that's what you say. It's about me being in present. It's always two being in present. There's present and there's me. I am in present or I'm in the now. Or people can say that. There's no now also. Yeah. It's much more simple. You don't, it's not about doing or not doing. It can't be wrong because when there's present, there's also a possibility not to. I was not in present now, so it's also about being wrong in a certain way, and it's not about right or wrong. It's everything. That's the simplicity. And that's already happening. So that's it. Yeah, it's more simple, and that's the amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but there's me, and the
Mm,
me wants to get somewhere. It
mm,
wants to get something, or uh, but I think the moment the me would say, I get it,
mm.
in that moment it does conceptualize it and it becomes a thing, and then
Yeah,
it's already gone. So
yeah, yeah. You
it's
can't get it.
no.
You can't get it. No, but that's strange because that way we're not used to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. This is about loss, and it's loss is not something you can do or not do or be. That suddenly that drive to wanting to know or to get it, it it doesn't arise in some moments, and then suddenly like oh yeah, it can be like that. But it can be so strong, wanting to get it. It's not me doing that. There's already no me. That's strange also. But it's a drive. There can be a drive to survive and to stay in that whole searching and wanting to get it. It's a survival mechanism from that me or system or survivaling. It's making itself more strong when we do something about it. You can't. It's not wrong. That's how it goes. Yeah, you can't do loss. Yeah. So this is in a way the awful thing of this message when you want something and you hear I can't. It's about loss and I can't do that can be frustrating also. The funny thing is when there's frustration or that that feeling, there's no name for that feeling, but that feeling, that's it. That energy is it. That's it. So it can't be not found. It's already there.
Yeah.
All different ways. We think it's a certain way, but it's everything.
In a way, this message ruined so many things in my life, because I have always, all the years I've lived and worked and achieved things, it was always about getting something and getting to a better place,
Yeah.
achieving something work-wise, or I don't know.
Yeah.
We had our
Yeah.
own business, so we were working a lot, and it was always about, achievement and success.
Yeah.
And now with this message ruins everything, because
Oh. Yeah.
in a way it's like, it's not gonna get better. Like I have friends who have changed country, and in the hope to get to a better place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think that works out, because I don't know.
You don't know. Maybe there can be like a feeling of more money, or maybe something. I don't know. There can happen something, but that's when there's someone. There's always something not right yet. Something like that. That underneath everything, and that's underneath everything. So it's a dissatisfaction, or it's something like that. So it doesn't. Has nothing to do with circumstances, and we think it's about changing circumstances will do. It has nothing to do with circumstances. It's something else that's underneath everything. That it's not. This is not good enough somewhere, or I'm not good enough, and that's more the misunderstanding. But it's so embodied, and it can be so strong. And when there's someone, it seems that everything is real. So circumstances seem real, and you can change that, or moving away, moving to another country, or trying to get it better. Because it's always feeling like this can't be it. This is not right, or this is I don't feel good, or something like that. And this is about, it's everything, and it's not changing anything, because it's not like there has to be something else, but it's already that. And when there's nothing trying to change it, it's like, this is it. But then it's sometimes what I notice also, and I remember that there can be a period of that a lot of things fall away, and there can be like a desert scene, when a lot of things fall away, and there's come more. It seems like there's nothing left, no motivation, or not, and there's not that everything. So then it feels like, a bit more. And then suddenly there's everything. It's nothing and everything together. And then, that's something else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the me is very much about safety.
Also can be, safety.
Yeah. To get security. And
yeah. It can be also in the body, because there's a contraction, like, I want to have control, and that me is a contraction in a certain way. And then it's when it's much more free, it can be also like, oh my God, I remember that's too much, and it feels more safe to feel in control and to have that contraction, and then moving in that sense. So that it's because that's known in a certain way. And this is about not knowing. So it's so free that can be like fear, can be a lot of fear coming. So then it feels more safe to have control, and to maybe a bit more contracted, but then it feels safe and known. Yeah. It's also a bit boring in that sense. So sometimes you can't go on, but that's safety.
Yeah, I get that very much about trying to have control. Yeah, and with the message here, it's just about everything is lost, and there's nothing here. It's awful.
But Yeah, that's because it's where that's seen. It's like, oh, it's there's nothing to hold on, that thing.
Mhm.
So when there's still something going on like that. Oh, there's a no, how do you say? And comparing to what you thought it should be or could be or things like that. And it's so free. It can be too much. And then I remember I was walking somewhere and it was so free and I was longing to get that contraction, that feeling back because it was too much. Yeah. Yeah. But
And
yeah, it's also that embodied that contraction that
yeah,
yeah,
and I know how to handle the contraction. I know what my mind wants when I have the contraction. I know what my mind wants. It wants
yeah,
to
yeah,
think about a solution, and it loves to
yeah,
look and seek about the
yeah,
solution. That's a great thing. It can last for weeks just to work with that contraction. It just
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And then it feels more safe and I'm in control and
yeah,
I'm doing that.
yeah.
And that's, yeah. So we can think, we long for that freedom, but in the same time, it's not.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Actually, the seeking is hell. I think it's hell, isn't it?
yeah,
It keeps you busy and it keeps you desperate
yeah,
and you keep searching and searching.
yeah.
Oh,
And it can't see that it's already that moving or those thoughts is already that. And
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. It's that because when they're searching, they're looking for something like maybe relaxation or safety and it's not like that. It's not one thing. It's just everything.
yeah,
So it hides by being everything because it's looking for something that's you never find. You
yeah.
never.
It wants to hold on to something to
Yeah,
get
sure.
somewhere, and
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
and this message is so simple. It can't be this simple. It just there's
yeah,
nothing here. It's just
yeah,
and
yeah,
then the me jumps in and says, but what about if this happens? And you have to
yeah, yeah,
get safety just in case, I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
this and these problems. And
yeah.
yeah,
We can think about it. Yeah, that's a survival. Me is a survival mechanism, and it's the top of the boss of that survival mechanism, and it's so can be so strong and so convincing. Yeah, seems like then that's the best way, and there is no best way. This, in a way, can be awful. Like, oh, you're lost. Yeah, everything is lost. Whoa, that's yeah. And in the same time, everything is lost. No big deal. And
yeah,
sometimes when there's something you fear for, and before that happens, it's like oh, and then it happens, and you think, oh, was that it? And it's like that in a way. This is maybe stronger, but it's like yeah, it's no big deal when everything is lost. It's like oh, huh? And it was always like this, huh? It's more like that. It's not a special event.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
looking back, all that remains is just a mind game that has been played on for decades. Just
Hmm.
what a
Yeah.
waste. But
No, it's not a waste because then
no,
it makes it wrong. It's how it's energetic. It's so convincing, and that's the way it goes. It's like
mhm,
that's life. It's and then suddenly there's something else, and then oh, what's going on? And then that gets stronger, can get stronger. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's always different also. You can't follow somebody like asking me or somebody else how it is because it's always different. So there's no clue in that sense also. And it's already that. It's already the way the sitting there. It's that. It's already that. It's the breathing, the It doesn't need to be perfect in a certain way or relaxed or silent or no, it's that energy. It's the rose way or the whatever. And there's not even a rose, but it's a bit like talking in the story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to talk about this, and almost impossible. And
Mm.
there's admiration how you do that.
Yeah, that's in the beginning. You could in the story when that's just happened. There were a few years, maybe I don't know how many years, but there were years there was no talking about it, not at all. I didn't know how to talk about it, or yeah, it just didn't happen. I don't know. I didn't have the words. And then after some years, then somebody was asking like, "Oh, what? There's something else. There's something. What has happened?" And then we talked about, and then we started a little group to talk about it. And there was still some hesitation and finding words and things like that. And after a while, that became more easy. Yeah, and then what in it's in the story, or but it's getting more obvious and more obvious in that sense that it's getting stronger and stronger. The body, how can you say that? It's so what you say about that freedom, it can be so strong, and that it's so the body it can't take it. Wow, it's that much energy. And then after a while, I don't know how that happens. That's falling things away and relaxation. And it can be stress also. It's much more obvious and what I like also, it's just talking normal, not in those words of this is consciousness or not knowing or those. I never liked that. So I didn't want to speak like that. But just when it's just normal, then I can speak with everybody. And it's not in the words. So with talking with friends, I never talk about this with friends. They are not interested. But there's a sharing underneath because there's nothing wrong going on, like there's nothing wrong, so there the message is shared, but in another way than in a meeting, of course, because the words are different, but it's the same as here. Then it's a sharing. Is that something else, that life is about nothing is wrong, and it's that freedom, that simplicity. So it's in the energy more than in words. Yeah.
Yes, very lovely. Thank you, Rose.
Yeah, thanks. There's a chat. Hello, Rose, with the rose. The message says there's no one, but you only feel the sensations of the body called Rose, not from other bodies. So in this sense, there is an apparent attachment to only one. No, it's not the sensations of the body. We think the sensations that are felt are in the body, and there are other ones that are other bodies. It's the body is an appearance, it's not real. So emotions or sensation, they happen in space. They're not in the body. We're so convinced that in the body, the body is the border, and within that there's me, there's emotions or sensations. So it seems like it's mine, and I'm feeling other emotion from other people. That what can happen, what seems to that people say that it's just somewhere in space. There's an emotion or there's feelings. There's no borders. There are no borders. It's only one. There can be a sensation somewhere. I don't know where. And the strange thing is, when there's going to the doctor and there's pain, they're saying, "Oh, it's pain in my arm." So that happens too. It's very normal in that sense. There's not saying to the doctor, "Yes, somewhere there's pain." No, it's just normal talking. And at the same time, it's very obvious it's somewhere in space. But strange. So there's no attachment to only one or something like that. That one, that means not only here one, it's one, it's a movement or a feeling or the wall. Only that. That's this, what we say, this. Oh, right. Oh, no, that's another chat. Until now, I was quite into healthy food, not fanatic, but yet every day I was asking myself what to eat and when to eat, and 2 or 3 meals a day, etc. It was horrible, and now I just eat more or less what and when I want. Feels much more freer. Yeah, you can do so many things about wanting to be healthy. That's what I said about that. How do you say that, contraction? That feels like that's more a thing that I'm in control, and then I when I eat healthy, that my body will be healthy and I'm safe, and then it's going all right, and I feel much more happier, and da 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 da. And that's the control we think we're in, and we think sometimes we know in a way, or we try to know what's the best way to do things, but it makes it much more contracted. And then when that's lost, it seems like, oh, maybe there's eating or not eating healthy. I'm not so busy with that. But then that's what's happening. There's no control. And that can be also like, oh my God, no control. Or maybe there's gonna happen something bad to the body or something like that, because it still can be so convincing. Also, I have to take care of my body. The body isn't real, so taking care or not taking care can happen. I don't know what's healthy. I don't know what's better. There's just eating things. It was already like that, but we think we are in control. We try to do that. There's no control. Yeah. And there's no real body. It's an appearance. There's nothing to look for, to take care of. There's no need for anything. That's crazy. We're so into there's a need for this, and this is I'm responsible, or no, there's no one, and nothing is real. This is a crazy message. It's completely out of the story. In the story, there's always two, and trying to do this or making that happen, or being in control, or. And this is so free. It's utterly free. without anything. Also no me at all, no center, no rose. Nothing is important or unimportant. It's what it is. That's life. And in the same time, it's everything. It's unconditional love. Whoa, it's amazing. It's not. Some people say it's about nothing, but it's nothing and everything together. That makes it like, yeah. It's not always that strong, but sometimes it comes like that. Mm.
Rose, what I like about this message, it's impossible to say anything clever about this message.
Yeah.
It goes in many direction. One sentence, it seems in a way logic, and in the next sentence, it's in a way complete different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the logic is inside of the story. We can understand that how that will go, and then suddenly it's out the story, and then, huh? What is said there? And that I like that too. I like that. It's so confusing. So it can't be. It's not about understanding. That's in that sense. It makes it clear. It's not about understanding. But then you're lost because there's nothing to hold on because want to understand, and then makes it more, maybe, yeah, then you have something. No. Yeah, it jumps everything of, well, how do you say it? Throws everything out of hands. You don't have anything. Yeah. I like that. I like that. And it's because it's not needed. It's not needed. You don't need anything. You don't need some control or to do the right thing or so. It's a dream. And that's you don't need to behave. When it was suddenly that obvious, you don't need to behave in a certain way. Wow, that's so freeing. It's wow. I thought I had to be, when I was always giving groups in other ways, in being a teacher. And I thought I have to be silent and just sitting like that, and my feet on the ground. There's so many things I was thinking I have to be like that. So it's an example for other people. I'm not an example. That's very freeing.
Yeah, it's in a way uncomfortable, comfortable. This yeah, and Rose, when you say it's just an appearance, do you then see the transparency of the
No,
body? No.
no, it's not like that. It can sometimes be more stronger than other times, but it's seeing the same thing. And you can't say how that is when when the first time that happened was already a long time ago. Everything was transparent in that sense. So I thought, I can look through. I don't know how that worked, but it was something like that. Was the first time. It was like, and then I didn't forget, but it was after that it was that solid again, and I somewhere it was very clear at that moment, but now it's more. No, it's just seeing everything in the same normal way, but in the same time, it's yeah. I can't say how that works. It's not by the eyes or something like that. Something else. It's just obvious. Yeah. How can you say that? And that can be suddenly for a second. It can be like, oh, and then it's just normal again. Yeah. And sometimes it's stronger and it's much more obvious, and then I'm not busy with that. Yeah. So I don't know also. It's nothing busy with if this is an appearance. Maybe in meetings, then it comes more stronger because then we talk about it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's because when in a way I go from this, I believe in this message, but I don't. But in a way I know. Yeah, it's obvious. I know it's not a belief, but
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
because when you say you can see that not with the eyes and so on, then there's something in me. I believe it, and it's not a belief at the same time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
some
how to.
recognition or something resonance or that
Yeah, yeah,
small. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it sounds weird to say, yeah, it is like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
do you know this? No, but it is.
Yeah. But it is also in those meetings not saying like it is like that because that's
Oh, yeah.
this is about sometimes it's about making clear or and then it's a suggestion. It's not because then otherwise when you don't see that you think oh I can't see it yet. You think like that. And then
Oh, yeah.
it makes it too much like the truth. So it's not the truth. That it's some. This is about something else. It's about a suggestion, like oh, and then oh, and otherwise it seems like I'm right or no. It's not like that.
No,
No. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just it can. I know you used it. It's obvious,
Yeah.
and it's near to this. It is like this,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
not this, but it is. It's
Yeah.
just obvious. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here it is obvious, and then but that's it. That doesn't say like you have to believe me or so.
No, no,
No, it
no,
don't
no.
mean you have that, but no, it can be so strong, and that's the energetic thing also about this. Yeah, mm, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It comes out that way. It's I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for not knowing.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that. Yet, if people who are diabetic follow a certain diet, the illness can get better. Is that not a kind of control? It seems like that. But when there's diabetic, there's taking sugar or not sugar. It's what's happening. It feels like I'm in control. Well, it's not like that. It's so it's very convincing that when you do it and you have your taking your medicines or things like that, or eat in a certain way. You think you do that. But that's how always we think that when something is happening and we're deciding, I want that, and it's going that way, it's like, I did that, I'm in control. That's how the dream works of me. It's very convincing when there's an belief, experience and belief, they go together. When there's a belief I'm doing it, then you see, oh, I can see, but I did that and then I was eating that. So that's just the truth. And I think, yeah, if you believe that, of course you see it like that. And this is a suggestion like, oh, there's no control. Wow, to hear that, it's not like this is the truth, there's no control. It's like hearing, oh, there's no control. Like, oh, that can do something in a way, I don't know, that makes the concepts maybe less strong. I don't know how that happens, but that's how it can go. And when there's improvement, like training a lot and then can be in better tenniser or how do you say that? runner or things like that by training. They're training a lot. But that's always like I'm in control of that. It's happening. It's so convincing, and it's seen like, oh, but that has a result. Yeah, we think in time. So it seems like in control. But that's the whole dream of me. And when it doesn't work, I think, oh, I didn't do enough, maybe. that's always the suffering in that. Or maybe too much. I did too much. I have something on my knee because I did too much. And it's always the same story about doing good, or maybe I did something wrong. And this say, no, there's no one. It's just what's happening. For no reason, not because you were thinking that or believing anything. No, there's no consequence. There's just what's happening. It's very tiny. Only that. There's also no time. So there are no consequences. Because I did that, now it's like that. No, that's the dream. Like the abstract thinking of people can do that. There can be a pain in the knee. It seems like in the knee, but there can be pain. And it seems like the knee is hurt. Then it seems like that.
Rose, I will immediately stop training.
But you won't start what?
I will immediately stop training and only
Yes, stop training. No.
and
No.
only yeah,
You can't. You can't.
no, okay, that's right. But in a way, it seems that I play table tennis, and I will only go to the fight and not come down training, only because there's no, in a way, you're saying there's. It doesn't have anything to do with the training, which goes to a higher level, or it must be possible just to come down and do the fights.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. You see that happen with people who are very good in something, and it seems like it's because of they did a lot of things, or maybe I don't know, because of anything. That can happen. So it's very convincing. But you don't know what will happen. It can be like that, and then if that's the belief, it's because of the training. It can be like that. It's in the story. It's very convincing like that, and it's just what's happening. There can be a lot of training, and it can be. It's also about comparing to before. We always compare, like, oh, now it's much more better. I can't do that much better than before, or this is much more relaxed than before, or I was always like that. Oh, I feel much more relaxed. Oh, there's something changed. No, now it's really going better. I think I'm on the right path now. It's always the same story, but it doesn't matter if it's going in that way in training or in being more relaxed, or it's always the same story. And it can be enjoyable or not. I don't know. So nothing is wrong. It's just how it goes. What's happening there, the circumstances. And they can change.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a reason to do that, or to reach something, then you feel much better, or things like that. Yeah, it can be for a while. Yeah. Or not.
Yeah. It's really strange, this without this timeline, or this from one point to another. It is just without any reason at all.
Then it seems like you lose the motivation. That can happen. or not. Maybe but it's not about motivation. It's about there's maybe energy, and that's doing that. Then that's what's going on. That can happen, but there can be like, oh, it has to be there. There's a when that's there, then that's there. But it's a lot of time to reach something, and then it's reached, and it's not enough. So it goes on and on and on. Yeah. And then somewhere it's feeling like it's about something else, but I don't know. And it's about this. It's not about something else and something more, because it seems always like something more or something else or less or and then it's this. That's amazing, because that's so close. It's so already there. It can't be that. It's that is everything. Wow, and there's an identity. Always maybe did so many things to reach it, and there's so many energy putting in that to do things, and wow, that can be so strong, and that's so disappointing that it's just this. It can't be just this. It has to be something else, and then yeah, maybe that's stronger, and then there's something also. Yeah, it's like, how do you say, a mole? Something in this that can't believe that anymore so strong. When there's hearing this message, there's something, the head is in the tiger's mouth. It's something like it can't be believed that strongly anymore. So, but in a way, it's also a disappointment. It can be like that, or fear, or a relief also. It's so different. Or a disbelief, like, no. It's really like I did that. That can be much more strong also. That can happen too. I know a person, a friend of mine, is like, she's really like, she did hear the message, and we were talking about this, and now she's really into, now I'm in control and I'm doing that. I'm like, okay, that can happen too.
Yeah, it's not the right way, in a way to speak about it, but I can feel totally um, stupid. But it's not like I feel stupid, because it sounds in a way not. But when this message is going on, it's there's the ground is falling away, and it is just seen. It is unescapable.
Yeah,
Uh, but there's something going on in in
yeah,
it, apparently, to get
yeah,
this,
yeah,
because it's really yeah, it's just it is like this, but
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
I feel
I can
totally
hear what you
stupid.
say. I can hear what you say. Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's so amazing, crazy, and how, yeah, 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 yeah. And it's logic, that logic part was like, oh, but da, 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 da. And this is not logic, or no, no, oh, it's so crazy. And in the same time, the strange thing is, it's so logic and so real, it's so obvious, and in that sense, it's all that's the crazy thing. But we're so educated in that belief how things are going and what is the experience. This is completely something else. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you. Mm.
Rose, it's so funny when you say you can talk about your mother also.
Yeah, because in these meetings it seems like, oh, I can't say me and all those things. Yeah.
Rose,
Yeah.
yesterday I was with some people which are making their house bigger,
Mm.
and then I told them, then you have less irritation, and it was so flap out. But and yeah, no, when I'm thinking about it, I think that this energy it has nothing to do with the director.
No, nothing has to do with anything.
Yeah.
Strange, huh? That's
Yeah.
so it is because of that it's happening like that. Yeah, we're so into that. And then hearing this, it's like, oh, huh? How is that? But you can't, yeah, if you could say there's no time, you're trying to explain, but it's still, there's something else going on. Like, oh, it's just that. It's the innocence. It's about innocence and about, oh, there's nothing wrong and nothing right. And there's just that. But always there's, oh, did I do the right thing? Or maybe I should have that. No, it's just that. And then, I don't know, something else. Yeah. An irritation is even like, oh, there's some energy, maybe in the words, and that's it. It's already didn't happen. It didn't happen also.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
more crazy. Where is it? It's only this. There's no past. What are you talking about? Yeah. Mm.
it's the word innocence that touch.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. There's another chat. If there's no time, what means the world already in this message? It's in the story. Already is in the story. It's in the story where when there's a looking for something, then there's saying, but it's already this. And of course, there's no already. There's only this. But it's noticed that when they're speaking about this, there are words coming and maybe saying there's already what's happening. There's not only saying, oh, there's only this. Oh, there's only this. Oh, there's only this. That's not like how it's coming. That's the only thing I can say. It's not about that it's known or so. It's what the words that are coming. It's the same with you or with other people. It's just words coming and that's it. And then what we said earlier, then it didn't happen. It's only that. And there's only this. And I can be speaking about this. That seems to happen. But there's no already, of course. There's no time. Yeah. That's another question. Maybe a strange question. Do you prefer to stay alive, or won't you mind if the body dies tomorrow? Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing going on about that. I really don't know what to say about that. If there's a preferring to stay alive or not. Yes, I couldn't say. I don't know. There's no. There's no answer. So that's strange. No, I don't know. It's not, there's no feeling I'm alive. Yeah. The strange thing is I'm not so busy with anything, but when you say it's asking like that, it's not like I'm alive and this is my body and that body can die maybe, or and how should that be? Or that's lost. That's strange. It wasn't noticed so much, but when you ask that, it's like, oh, yeah, there's nothing busy with dying or staying alive or taking care or so obvious. But it's not because it's an appearance. I don't do that. No, it's not like that. It's not even like that. It's just not coming. And there's no worry or preferring or wanting. No. No. The body isn't real, also. It's an appearance. So there's no being afraid of the body is dying. No, it's not alive. There's no, it's, in that sense, it's, yeah. It's strange because it's not really like, oh, it's very clear that's this. It's not even that. There's nothing going on about anything. And it's obvious. But not the whole time it is obvious. No. It's more than when there's talking about, then it's coming like, oh, it's like that. Yeah. Hmm. There's nothing going to be born or dying. There's only this. There's no death. There's no being born. That's in the dream of me. We see it like that. It's also strange to hear. It's crazy. Mm.
Rose,
Hi.
hi. I love this message, but on the other, there seems to be someone stuck in just in a strong belief system of how it should be. Of course,
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I hate that.
You hate that. Oh. Yeah, it can be so strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. And it's not you doing that, but it's that energetic that's coming, and that belief can be strong, and it can be destroyed, or it can be much more stronger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel it's getting stronger the
yeah,
more I listen to the message.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a survival mechanism, and it's fighting for its life. It can be
Mhm.
fighting for its life in a way. It's not really like that, but
Mhm.
it can be stronger. Like, come on, I can really. It's like, and it's not even in a discussion, but it's
Yeah,
an energetic thing. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. For a while, it gets something out of the message, like, oh wow, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
um, it's even cooler than whatever I've heard until then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, I'm gonna die. Yeah, yeah, no problem. But
Yeah. 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 And then.
yeah.
Yeah, sure, but you bet. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. That I can hear that. Yeah, sure. It's in a way, it's like whoa, it's like that. Yeah, that freedom. But
Mm.
there's also maybe a fear, or I don't know what. It's can be.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
stay in control somehow, and
Yeah,
in my whole life it was about doing the right thing, because I found myself so often in deep depression,
yeah,
and I even already as a child I didn't know, oh, what did I wrong that
yeah,
I'm again in this terrible situation. So
yeah, yeah,
I must have done something wrong, and so well, don't mess it up again. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's so can be so embodied. That belief
Yeah,
that I did something wrong. That's that's me. That's that.
yeah,
We will help you to survive in that with that.
yeah.
And
So in the
that's
beginning, it was so freeing to hear there's no one, and you never did something wrong. You never did something right. Woo!
yeah,
Ah,
sure, sure.
but
Yeah,
it comes back. Oh, yeah.
mm,
Uh,
yeah,
mhm. Don't mess it up. Yeah.
yeah. And that belief that won't change your mind. It can be not that strong anymore. It's still there, but it's sometimes it can be suddenly it's attacked in a way. You could say
Mm,
that, and then it's not. It is still there, but it's somewhere. There's also something else.
mm.
So,
Yeah.
and then yeah, that's the energetic thing that
Yeah.
it's always different, of course.
Yeah. It changes. That's right. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. In the same time, it doesn't matter because when there's such a belief like that, and there's a tension in that moment, and then there's tension, and there are a lot of thoughts about that, and that's what's happening. That's it too.
Mm.
Like, oh, I'm now in the me or so something. Come
Yeah.
on. It's just there's tension, a lot of thought, and then that's there. Can be,
Mm.
and that can be relax. It's not about relaxation. It's about everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. So it doesn't matter. But it feels like oh, but it can feel here too. There can be tension. It's very normal that there's tension, or maybe
Mm.
sadness, or I don't know thoughts. Yeah, part of life. It's life.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean there's a real me.
No, no, and that's the convincing thing. Like when that's happening, oh, that's me again, and it still wants.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, it's not you. Then because then there seems to be something going wrong. It's not right. It's not that. It's not yet there, or something like that.
mm.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's so strong. But that's that underneath everything. Then when there's that me is that belief there's something wrong with me or something not
Yeah.
missing or that, but so embodied and so strong and energetic part. And it's not that's not wrong that they're thinking that, but it's energetic. It's that energy,
Mm.
and it's not you doing that. No. It's just like, oh, what's going on there? There can be here in the night when there's looking to films or series or things like that. And they're waking up in the night and there's a lot of being busy with thoughts about the story of that film, and then oh, and I said, "What is this? It's not the story in the film now." Yeah, can be like that. It's yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Thank you. Wow, that was
yeah.
good. Mhm.
Mm. It's just this. It's just this. It's the most simple message there is. It's only this. That's it. And there can be a lot of thoughts, there can be beliefs, that's also thoughts. And there can be some energetic tension, there can be anything. It's everything. So it doesn't matter what it is. And we think we have to look for something or know me, or we have an image. More, that's how the brain works. That's how that system, that survivaling works. That there is looking for something. And sometimes you know what you're looking for, and sometimes it's not even so that clear. But there's some, even it has to be something else. It can't be this. It has to be something else. And I was trying to find it in the words or in this message or somewhere else, and finding that. And maybe it's not even very obvious looking for it, but it's that subtly there's something wrong. There's something missing. There's maybe it's not being satisfied, or there's something like that, and that's that. Then there's that subtle or stronger drive to find or to change or to make things happen or to train more or to what everybody has some different. There are some different ways to reach it, and there are people who are talking about what's the best way or being healthy, and it's always about convinced that there's someone and there's something missing, there's something wrong, and we need to help. There's a need for help to make it better or to do the right thing. And then there's hearing this message, there's no right and wrong. It's only in the dream, in the story of me, that there's right and wrong. When there's two, when there's me and the world or circumstances or other people, then there's a comparing and feeling I'm wrong or he is wrong or the world is not good. And then there's trying to heal, trying to make it better. And it's so convincing that there's something not right yet because it's not feeling comfortable or happy. But it's this, it's everything. There's no need for change because it's already complete. It's already complete. It's like it is. It's a feeling. It's even not about you. There's no center. There's no you. There's only what's happening, and it's always new. It's not always. It is new. It's new. It's like this. There was nothing before, there's nothing after, there's only this. So there's no time. That's a construct in the story. There's this. So there are no consequences, no responsibility or guilt, what is a big thing in all those beliefs. There's no guilt. There's nothing wrong. There's just what's happening. It's very neutral in that sense. And it's unconditional. Life is unconditional. It's unconditional love. And people say, what is love? I can't say what is love. It's not that personal love that you can feel for somebody or for a dog. It's everything. Life is unconditional love. It's just for everything. It's not for everything. It is everything. It's in everything. It's in everything. It's even not that. You can't say how it is. You can't say how it is. It's too simple. And it's this. It's closing the computer. It's watching, hearing a voice. And there's no meaning of life, nothing meaning anything. It's amazing. It's just this. Eating chocolate. It's this. A lot of thoughts coming, then that's the energy. It's already complete. That's the joy, that's the freedom. It's already complete. Ooh, thank you. Oh, great to see you. That's also a possibility. I did forget. When there's coming something like, I want to speak to Rose, you can always phone me for a little chat. We can do that. And we can make an appointment for making a longer chat. We can do that too. If you want to, you can see my phone number or my email on the website. Yeah. Okay, this is it. This is the meeting.
Yours.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rose.
Rose.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Great to see you all. Hi, Yvonne and Steve also. Hi. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Dag. Megan. Great seeing you. Oh, I have to